Oh, good to see you, believers. I thought today I would share a few answers to a few questions that I received from believers. And so, for the first question is, does Santa really read all the letters that I get? Well, absolutely, I read every one of them, and I take time to note them and pass them on to the required elves so that they can make whatever the requests are if they've been approved. So if you write a letter, know that, yes, indeed, I do read it. And what do elves wear? Well, they wear clothes, of course. Of course, their clothes may look a little different than your clothes. Generally, they have red or green or white. There's also some blue, some pink. They have their various different elf outfits that they wear. Certain elves have special outfits, like the elves that are in the security, elf security, or the elves that may be working with a particular kind of toy may have a particular kind of outfit. Those elves who do peruse and check and make sure the naughty and nice list are up to date, they would have a special outfit as well. Now, they do like to mix and match their colors at times, but most of the time they are dressed in the standard red and green or white, and you'll see them around the North Pole. Um, Tyler the tailor is responsible for developing and designing clothing for the elves, and his tailor shop is where most of them purchase their clothing and get their clothing for their daily living. So now you know a little bit more about the elves and their clothing. Does Santa ever play with the Christmas toys? Well, yes, I have to admit that I do. I love to play with the Christmas toys and test them out. As we make the toys and we invent the toys and the different presents, somebody has to test them. And so there are elves who are responsible for that, and they do test the toys and the different things that we make. But yes, Santa does indeed test the toys. I love to play just like you. Is there really a pole at the North Pole? Well, of course there is. There is a red and white striped pole that is in the North Pole. And that can be, as you may have seen in the Santa Claus, the pole can be raised and lowered depending on situations. And it is there, it can be seen. What does the North Pole look like? Well, if you'd like to see the North Pole and what it looks like, you can go to the North Pole website at northpolellc.net, and there you can see some pictures. But the North Pole is actually divided into different sections. There is the old area, the old village, and then there is the newer village. The newer village is where we are currently housed, and we have shops and we have places where the elves can get their food and dine out and go to the movies and go to school. And at the end of that is where the workshop is at one end of the North Pole main area, and at the other end is one of the entrances to the North Pole. And so that's where the current North Pole. Now, also, then just beside that, be a little beyond that, is the old North Pole. And this would be the North Pole that you might see if you remember seeing the movie The Polar Express. That movie, that's the old North Pole, and there's the old workshops. And many of those buildings are now used to store the gifts that we make and build. There are other storage facilities as well because we make so many different presents and toys. There's also the Elf Village where all the elves live. And of course, Mrs. Claus and I have our house at the North Pole as well. So you can go online and see some of this. And unfortunately, some of you wanted to know if you could come and visit us. But as I've said before, that's very hard because if everybody came to visit Santa at the North Pole, I would not have time to do all the work that we need to do.